It is my great personal pleasure to introduce Madeleine Albright this evening. She is not only a towering figure in American foreign policy, she's a mentor, she's a friend, she's admired around the world for her character and for her values. When we talk about women in power today, she is one of those giants, a UN ambassador who fought and won great diplomatic battles before becoming the first woman to serve as the United States Secretary of State, making her at that time the highest ranking woman in the history of the US government, shattering glass ceilings with her every step. I traveled around the globe in her press corps with Secretary Albright. Her energy was unstoppable. She was indefatigable, whether she was in the Kremlin, in Riyadh, or as the first American Secretary of State to go to North Korea. She also tackled generations of gender discrimination in the Foreign Service, forcing changes for women that modernized the old boys' network of Foggy Bottom. In 2001, when Madeleine Albright was leaving office as America's first female Secretary of State, she was asked how she wished to be remembered. And she said, typically, "I don't want to be remembered. I am still here and have much more I intend to do." And she was not kidding. In the years that followed, she became a best-selling author over and over again and returned to her academic home at Georgetown. The college students there line up to try to get into her courses. She led the National Democratic Institute to refugee camps around the world, campaigning for political candidates here at home, and she worked tirelessly to empower women. Her latest book, Hell and Other Destinations, is a window on her remarkable life. Today, this history-making diplomat, New York Times best-selling author, and Presidential Medal of Freedom winner is also a feminist icon. A former student said that Secretary Albright, like Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, is a symbol of being able to stand up for what you believe in. That's the Me Too movement. That's women asking for higher salaries. We see it all as this seismic shift, but it's been in the works for a long time. Women like Madeleine Albright paved the way when there wasn't a way. That's from a former student. For me, it's just such a great pleasure tonight to introduce Secretary Madeleine Albright, one of the most respected women in our nation's history, and truly someone who is beloved.
Andrea, thank you so much for those very kind words, for your years of friendship, and for the work you do every day to uphold the truth and sustain our democracy. I'm so grateful to Dee Dee Bridgewater for that wonderful performance. She is a remarkable artist, a great supporter of the Hancock Institute, and a shining example of why jazz continues to be America's greatest ambassador. To the team at Moment Magazine and all of its friends, thank you so much for this award. I'm deeply humbled to be in such great company, and I'm proud to be associated with a publication that has done so much to contribute to the richness of American Jewish life. As you all know, I was nearly 60 years old when I learned of my family's Jewish background, and I'm very glad now to know the truth. It has prompted me to learn more about my family who perished in the Holocaust and to begin to pay their memory the honor it is due. It has allowed me to feel a closer connection to the Jewish community, whose accomplishments I have always admired. And it has added a new and intensely personal dimension to my thinking about world affairs, especially about the importance of America standing up to evil and working on behalf of liberty and human rights. As a child of Europe, I learned early in life that there is much evil in the world. But I also learned early about a country on the other side of the ocean where freedom was cherished and freedom's allies helped and defended. More than 70 years have passed since I first came to these shores, but I have not forgotten the fundamental lessons taught to me by my parents, and that is to honor and value liberty and never to take democracy for granted. It may be a cliche to suggest that to whom much is given, much is expected. But if we believe that children everywhere should be taught to respect one another and not to hate on the basis of creed, color, or ethnic background, that bigotry can be defeated when people come together to teach and learn the truth, that the rights of any should be of concern to all, and that the phrase never again is a sacred commitment. Then we will understand that moral courage is not just some abstract quality, it is a job description of the United States and of our people, including each of us. Thank you again to Moment Magazine for this great honor and for your attention here tonight.
Now we have a special treat. Some of you may not know it, but Secretary Albright is a huge jazz fan and supporter of the Herbie Hancock Institute of Jazz. So now, jazz vocalist Dee Dee Bridgewater is going to perform a special number in her honor. Ms. Bridgewater is a 3-time Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter and a Tony Award-winning actress for her work in the Broadway production of The Wiz. She is a National Endowment for the Arts Jazz Master and one of the country's premier jazz vocalists. Ladies and gentlemen, Dee Dee Bridgewater.
Hi, I'm Dee Dee Bridgewater, and I am with Victor Atkins on piano, and we are going to perform for Madeleine Duke Ellington's classic, Caravan. Above that shine so bright, the mystery of their fading light that shines upon our caravan. Sleep upon my shoulder while we creep across the sand, so I may keep the mystery of this caravan. Exciting, you are so inviting, resting in my arms as we thrill to the magic charm of you. Beside me, here beneath the blue, our dream of love is coming true. Within our desert caravan. This is so exciting, and you are so inviting, resting in my arms while I thrill to the magic charms of you. Beside me, beneath the blue, our dream of love is coming true. Within our desert caravan, desert caravan, desert caravan. Thank you so much. You know, it's an honor to be a part of Moment Magazine's award for you, Madeleine. The 2020 Woman and Power Award, celebrating you as the first female Secretary of State. Yes! And also, I just want to acknowledge, so that Moment Magazine knows, that you have always been a beautiful supporter of the Herbie Hancock Institute of Jazz and of jazz itself. Jazz for me is democracy, and you have always used jazz as a diplomatic cultural tool. I like that. Congratulations, Madeleine. We love you. And oh, by the way, before I go, Madeleine is a mean drummer. Oh yeah, I bet you didn't know that. Take care, Madeleine, and once again, congratulations from Dee Dee Bridgewater and Victor Atkins. Bye.